Hello, hello, hello. Doesn't look like anybody's here so far. We're going to do readings. We're basically going to do energy check ins with the tarot for each sign for this live stream. And so I'm going to go ahead and start off with Aries just to begin with. It'll be nice when somebody gets in here and they can kind of keep me on track. But for right now, we're going to do Aries. And I guess I better write that down so I don't lose myself. Remembering Aries won't be a trick. It's once I get down to like Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn that it will start to become a trick. All right, so Aries, let's take a peek at what Spirit wants to talk to you about. I work with Sacred Spirit. Other people would call this the Holy Spirit. Some people would call this Source, Creator, Universe, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to do a little bit for every single sign. Feel free to say hi if you're here. So Aries, what we have showing up for you guys is the King of Swords in reverse, covered by the Six of Swords. Thank you for the thumbs up, whoever did that. I appreciate it. So King of Swords in reverse with the Six of Swords. Here's the thing, Aries. You've got somebody in your sphere of influence that's kind of hard to deal with. They can be a little bit moody and they can sort of change the goalpost about what it is that they want from you. As soon as you think that you've given them what it is that they require from you, then they change what that goal is. Hello there, Cheryl. Glad to see you. And so with the Six of Swords, what's going on here, Aries, is you're just trying to find some peace. You're just trying to navigate the situation with this person in some kind of peaceful way. You don't want it to get all fired up or heated or whatever, but you really need a little bit more calmness, and you need to know what you can really expect from this person, what's actually going to be rewarded by them. Alicia, hello, hello, glad you're here. We're doing a short little reading for all signs. Meanwhile, we're kind of chit-chatting in between. We're just having fun tonight. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. I appreciate that. If you like my readings here, you should always consider getting a private. Angela, hello, hello. All right, so for Aries, best advice or heads up around this situation where you're trying to get some peace with this person that moves the goalpost on you. What we have is the High Priest showing up in reverse, followed by the Six of Pentacles, also in reverse, followed by the Prince of Cups, also in reverse. So basically, here's the thing. This is more of a heads up rather than an advice. The thing is that if you try to talk to this person and get some idea from them about, what you can do to actually live up to what their expectations are, they're going to give you bad advice. High Priest in reverse is just bad advice. They're misleading you, whether it's intentional or not intentional. That's up for debate, but definitely not good advice that you want to follow. Six of Pentacles coming in behind that just says that this isn't a reciprocal thing. This is never going to be a reciprocal thing. So if you're trying to talk to this person and make it, a reciprocal conversation about how can we have more peace and less tension in our interactions, this person is not going to let you have that fair conversation where there's give and take. That's not going to happen. And with the Prince of Cups coming up in reverse, this basically says that you're going to be left with no choice but to take care of your own self and make decisions that focus on what you need to do for you, because this person is not going to be meeting you halfway. Okay. So that's what I've got for Aries in general. Obviously, if you want a more specific reading, you can always book one of those with me. But for the general YouTube audience, that's what we have. Glad all of you came to hang out. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me. All right, next up, we're going to look at Taurus. This is going to be a message for Taurus today. All right. Boop-a-da-doo-doo. Let's get some cards down. Okay, so Taurus, the situation Sacred Spirit wants to talk to you about is indicated by the Seven of Cups, covered by the Wheel in reverse. Okay. So, Seven of Cups talks about that you have lots of options, different things that you can do to improve your life. The wheel in reverse says it's not really time to take any of those options. This is not good timing at this point. It's only good timing to do some daydreaming and thinking, what if, that type of thing. But it's not time to take action just yet with that Wheel of Fortune over our Seven of Cups. Now, best advice or heads up around this situation, Taurus. Two of Cups showing up here, followed by our Seven of Swords in reverse. You're Gemini, you're going to be next, Miss Alicia, after Taurus. Eight of Cups coming up in reverse. Do you know your rising or your moon sign, Alicia? So let's see here. What do we have for your Tauruses? Oh, and I want to write down Taurus so I know I've done that and I don't get myself confused. Boop-a-da-doo-doo. Taurus, this is interesting with that Two of Cups. This tells me that one of these options that you're considering right now, even though it's not the right time to move on it, is one that you really like a lot. You're sort of drawn to this one. That Seven of Swords in reverse says that it's around this option. You want to go back to the drawing board. You want to sort of rethink your strategy about how you're going to work this option going forward. And with that Eight of Cups in reverse, talks about going back to something. So I think that what you're really drawn to as a way to improve your life is something that you have worked on before but didn't get where you wanted to with it. So now it's time to look at that and see what lessons you learned on your last attempt and start putting together a new strategy, taking into account those lessons, and then go back to this thing. But for right now, it's not time yet. Right now, it's just time to make the strategy, make the plan, look at what did I learn last time? How can I incorporate that in my plan to make sure that I have a chance at being more successful this next time around? Okay. You're Aquarius, Miss Cheryl? Do you know your rising? Because Aquarius, you're gonna be that's like my 11th sign that I do. So far, we're two signs. Your rising is Taurus? All right. Well, you just heard your rising, then your sun's gonna be Gemini. That's coming up. Coming up. We're working on Gemini next. By the way, the deck that I'm using is the Druid Craft Tarot for those of you who are interested in knowing those things. Gemini. Gemini. Oh, okay. Okay, Geminis, here's what we're looking at for your situation. We have the Six of Pentacles covered by the Five of Cups. This basically tells me that you have some kind of reciprocal situation that has actually been kind of disappointing for you. Okay, so looks like if this is work, you're getting paid fairly, but if it's disappointing, maybe you're not working as much as you would want to. That could be what's going on. If this is in a relationship, it looks like there's definitely some give and take, but there's something going on here that is causing some type of disappointment in a reciprocal situation. All right. You're thinking Leo or Virgo? Maybe you're a cusper on that. Well, Leo and Virgo both come up way sooner than Aquarius. All right, so let's look at best advice or heads up around this situation where there's disappointment on the reciprocal situation. And this is for Gemini. All right, so best advice or heads up is the Four of Pentacles in reverse. My Lord card also in reverse. This would be similar to an Emperor in a regular tarot deck. And my Prince of Pentacles. Boop-a-da-doo-doo-doo-doo. You could pour out a whole lot of energy or effort. The heads up here, you could pour out a whole lot of energy or effort, but the thing is that you don't have a lot of control for how much comes back to you from all that energy and effort that you're pouring out. So, this is a good time to start thinking about how to make the budget work. What can you do where you have more control about how much comes back to you based on how much you put out? Even though what we see here is reciprocal, I kind of, well, I'm hearing it's reciprocal so far, but I'm also feeling like, you can pour a whole lot of energy into trying to blow this up, but you don't have any control of what happens with that. So, time to look at other ways to balance the budget basically here to meet your goals. All right, so that's for Gemini. Gemini, Gemini. And then who's up next? That's going to be Cancer next. Guys, sorry about that. I have to wet my whistle every so often just to make sure I can keep talking. Thank you for the thumbs ups. Guys, if you find videos like this helpful, please share them out to the world while they're still alive. That's when they're fresh. Fresh and current. That's when they're most helpful. Teresa White, hello, hello. What sign are you, my dear? Do you know your sun sign, rising sign, and moon sign, or just your sun sign? Okay, so Cancers, you guys are up next. Cancers, 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 Cancers. And by the way, I'm always open to somebody putting timestamps down below if you want to and you have the time. I generally don't take the time to go back and sit through this again. But if you guys happen to want to, that would be fine. Boo-ba-da-doo-doo. Cancer. Cancer sun sign and Aries rising, moon in Cancer too. Oh, well, you're getting your sun and moon right now. Aries was the one that I did at the very front of the video. I don't know if you can scroll back. Can you scroll back? Yeah, it's YouTube. You can scroll back and see it after I get done with Cancer, can't you? Boop ba da doo doo. Boop ba da doo. All right. Guys, thanks for stopping to hang out with me. Of course, if you want a private reading, all you have to do is hit my website to find out how to do that. But let's focus. Cancers. Whew, you guys are coming in with some heavy hitters. We've got death and we've got the world as your situation. Okay. So death is kind of a crazy name to call a card. I would always call that card transformation if I was designing tarot decks because I think the word death just terrifies people who don't know the tarot all that well. So we have the transformation card and we have the world card. This is basically telling me, Cancers, that you guys have been going through a change that has taken some time, a transformation, a metamorphosis. And with the world card, this talks about bringing that change to a successful completion, finally getting to the other side. We all know that whenever we go through change, it can be very uncomfortable. The unknown is not always comfortable. So the world card talks about a successful completion of something. So for having that successful completion, now we're getting to the other side of this transformation. We're finding our new normal. Things are feeling much better again. Okay, just because we're finding that new normal. So we like that. Now, best advice or heads up around this. We have the Four of Wands showing up in reverse. Of course we do for Cancers, right? We have the Six of Swords also in reverse. And we have the King of Swords showing up here. So, Cancer's best advice or heads up around this. I think that this metamorphosis or this change has to do with home or has to do with family. And it has to do with this idea of moving away from home or moving away from family, maybe even moving home. So, that's the first thing that I pull out of this. With the Six of Swords coming up in reverse, we may be going back to an old idea about home or about family where we were going to change away from an idea. Now we may be thinking, you know what? Maybe that wasn't the worst thought after all. Let me go back to that. And the King of Swords coming in last here tells me that this is really a logical thing to actually do in this particular situation. For some of you Cancers, the situation could have to do with somebody who's very logic oriented. Everything has to make sense for the bottom line type of person. This could be a landlord type person. This could be somebody in your sphere of influence, somebody in your family, even in particular. And this could even be you just being very logical about this. And so I think that whatever this is that's going on, we're going back to an old idea about home and what home should be like or what family should be like. And, we're doing that because it makes good logical sense to get back to that. And that has to do with there's been a lot of changes around the idea of what is home, what is family, what should it be. We've been moving away from some old ideas, we may be coming back to them. All right. Okay. Teresa, I am curious. Are you contemplating a home move, or did you just move home, or did you just make some big changes when it comes to your home and family lately? I have a Cancer friend who has kind of been going through the ringer on that one. All right, let's see here. Next up after Cancer, we're looking at Leo. Do we have any Leos in the house? Leo, Leo. We have Cheryl, who may be. Oh, wow, goodness. Days apart. That's definitely some changes in the home. That puts the death card away from transformation and into death itself, even more literally. Wow. You're moving soon, too. I am thinking with that spread, your landlord may be changing his mind. The question is, though, now that you've been thinking about going somewhere else, do you want to stay? Next up, let's look at Leos, Leos, Leos. Boop-ba-da-doo, doo, doo. Boop-ba-da-doo. And your situation is very similar to my friend's in that she's been leasing here for a long time, was supposed to be a lease to purchase, and now the owner turned down her purchase offer. So kinda like the landlord is saying, "Get out." Similar situation. Oh, goodness, there's a lot of loss in this room. I am so sorry, Cheryl. And Teresa, I'm not sure I said I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry for your loss as well. Luckily, you don't have to deal with her often. I've had one of those landlords. It was a male that was like that. They're not fun. Ooh. Well, that's heavy duty. The only other person I know with a foot thing going on is a Scorpio, so it would be interesting to see what you have on Scorpio if we were looking at your chart. She's had hardware put in her foot. She just came down on her foot wrong. It wasn't even really a big deal. All right, let's focus on Leos, Leos, Leos. This is very interesting. This is very similar to someone we had earlier, although I'm not sure exactly which sign that was. Um, Seven of Cups coming up in reverse for your situation, Leos. And this is crossed by the wheel. Okay. So I don't remember if this was Aries that got these same two cards, but they were reversed. Anyway, Leos, Seven of Cups talks about this idea that you have been kicking around different things that you could do to improve your life. And now what's going on is you have prioritized and you're focusing on one particular thing. And as you're focusing on that particular thing, we have the Wheel of Fortune coming into play here, which is telling me that things are falling into place fairly well for you and this is going pretty smooth. Okay. So, next thing that we're looking at is your best advice or heads up around this thing that you're focusing on where things are going well. And this is good timing, too, by the way. We have our King of Swords in reverse. This is our grumpy guy. Doesn't have to be a guy, can be a gal. I guess I should say this is our grumpy person. We have a 10 of Pentacles in reverse. This is not feeling very stable, not feeling very secure. And we have an Ace of Pentacles, talks about a second chance, or talks about giving somebody grace, still a second chance, either way. So you're focusing on making your life better right now. Who am I working with? Leos. But you do have somebody who's grumpy around you who is not feeling very secure. And it looks to me like even as you're focusing on making your life better, you're also taking on the extra energy of giving this person a second chance as well. And so the advice or heads up there looks like that would be an appropriate thing to do. Now, if you were asking me as Auntie Mista, should you do that? I would be like, nay, nay, focus on you. But Spirit is saying that this is a good thing. So we're gonna go with what Spirit says because, he's the expert, not me. Chally or Chaley, I'm not sure how to say your name. Welcome, welcome. Daniel Fontanez. Radio killed the pop star. That's not exactly how it went. Was it? How did that song go? I love that song too. How come I can't think of the exact words? You took the words away from me by putting in the wrong ones. Okay, we have to Google this now. Look what you did, Daniel. Let's see. Video killed the radio star. That's what it is. Video killed the radio star. My mom says I can't carry a tune in a bucket. Think she's right. I do. All right, so let's see here. Who are we on to next? Virgos. Virgos. How are you doing tonight, Daniel? Do we have any Virgos in the house? Video killed the radio star. You do know I'm gonna have to listen to that song after this now. Boop-a-da-doo. You're doing well, and you're telling me something about September 22. I'm sure that's not when you were born. You're in 88, baby? Oh, that came out in 88. That would have come out the year I graduated from high school. That sounds about right. All right, Virgos, let's take a peek at your message. Welcome, welcome, everybody. If you haven't said hi, feel free. Put a thumbs up if you find this video helpful. Also, share it out to the world. We're working on Virgos next. After that'll be Libra, then Scorpio, then Sagittarius, then Capricorn, then Aquarius, and then Pisces. Anybody else, you're going to have to scroll back. Somewhere in your chart is Virgo. It would be good to know what planets are in Virgo and what house is Virgo. That would tell you a whole lot. All right, Virgos. Boop-ba-da-doo-doo, boop-ba-da-doo, boop-ba-da-doo-doo, boop-ba-da-doo. Ooh, I can see why. All right. So, Virgos, here's what you've got. Eight of Cups showing up first off, covered by the Lovers in reverse. Okay, so Virgos, basically the situation is talking about the idea of you walking away from a partnership that you're just having a hard time seeing eye to eye with somebody. Now, a lot of times people will just assume that the partnership I'm talking about is your romantic partnership. That's not necessarily true. We want to be a little bit more open because this is the tarot. This is not, a personalized letter. This is the tarot that is on a channel where we're talking to a bunch of different Virgos. So, lovers in reverse can be business partnership, can be good friendship. Yes, it can be romantic partnership or spouse or life partner. But there are other options here too. So don't anybody panic about your marriage just because this comes up as a lover's card, okay? Now, Eight of Cups is you walking away. That's not somebody else walking away. That's you walking away from a partnership that's not working out. Maybe there's been a lot of debate or conflict here. Maybe you guys just can't figure out your marketing strategy and get on the same page with that. So you're walking away from it. That's the situation Spirit wants to talk to you about for those of you with Virgo in your charts. And let's look at best advice or heads up around this situation. We're looking at Cernunnos. In any other deck, this would be considered the Devil card. Okay. So something toxic. Princess of Pentacles in reverse. Now we see what's toxic. This is making you lose money. And the King of Cups coming up here. So this is interesting because I think that you really like the idea of this partnership. You're seeing how it should actually be working, but it's not. And because it's not, you're losing money. There may be something toxic going on that's losing you money. I had a client at one point that was partnered up with her brother who had a serious addiction problem. And so the business never made any money because it was all going out in petty cash to the drug dealers that he associated with. So, I mean, it can very easily be something going on like that. There's something toxic going on here that is making you lose money or lose energy out of this partnership, even though you see so much potential in this partnership. So, here's the thing, who am I talking to? Virgos. The thing about this partnership is that you're looking at it with kind of rose colored glasses. You're looking at all the potential. Don't do that. That's the water signs job, okay? You guys are usually very much down to earth. Don't start doing this water sign stuff, rose-colored glasses. It screws us all up. Don't take it on for you. All right? Look at the situation the way it really is. All right. And I think really you're doing that because you are walking away from it. I just think there's some mixed feelings with that King of Cups there. I think you really had high hopes for this. And so that makes it a little bit difficult. But I do see you walking away from it. And it looks to me like you've got some darn good reason to walk away from it. You kind of have to if you want to move forward. Virgo, moon, and rising. Charlie, I hope that's helpful for you. Boop ba da doo doo. Boop ba da doo. Daniel, what sign are you? All right. Next up, we're looking at Libra. Any Libras in the house? If there's not now, there will be some watching the video later on. You've got 40% water in your chart. Okay. All right. That explains why you're acting so watery. We've kind of got the monopoly on the rose colored glasses. So that's why you're getting in on that. All right. All right. All right. Libra. Let's see what comes up for Libra tonight. Do you guys like this type of video? Purple Warrior. Hello, hello, welcome. You're here just in time. Always Virgo coming towards Libra. Oh, so kind of a little cuspy, huh? Boop-a-da-doo. All right, let's see what comes out here for Libra today. Well, you've got some interesting stuff here. Let's walk through this and see what it has to say. So Libras, you're starting off with the Ten of Wands coming up in reverse. Covered by my Death card, once again, in reverse though this time. Boom, ba-da-doo, boop, boop, boop. Okay, so Libras, what this is telling me is that you're in a situation where you are dropping some of your responsibilities intentionally. You're doing this on purpose. So maybe you're working like 15 jobs and you're dropping a job. Hopefully, never anybody working that many. But you're dropping some kind of responsibility. Maybe you're dropping music lessons or something, I don't know. Anyway, you're setting down some type of responsibility that you normally handle. With the death card coming up in reverse, this tells me that there's somebody that really does not want you to drop this, and you're having to be really stubborn about it. You're having to say, "Nope, I'm done." And you may be having to say that multiple times with that death card in reverse, because that death card in reverse calls us to really be stubborn about this. Okay. Hello, hello. Very cool. Thank you, Cheryl. Yeah, my people are really good people. I haven't done a live in forever and a day, but my people are usually really good people. So, Mr. Dark, what's your sun sign, honey? And also, do you know your rising? Now, Libra's best advice or heads up. Oh, wow. That fits the profile perfectly. You're a Taurus? Okay. I did Taurus earlier. You would be the second sign I did. So you may want to scroll back unless you just want to hang out and chill and have some fun with those of us that are in the room. Boop ba doo. Okay, best advice or heads up, Libras. World card showing up in reverse, followed by Six of Swords, followed by Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so bum, ba-da-da. This is interesting. So the world card in reverse is saying that this is something that we're not finishing. Okay. At least not now. There's probably actually just a delay on it. So we're probably planning on getting back to whatever this responsibility is that we're dropping. In your case, the least of the class, you're probably going to end up getting back to that class, but you're dropping it right now because life is just too chaotic. There's too much going on. You're trying to get some calm and some peace in your life. You're just basically trying to build in a little bit of breathing room. And that is going to allow you to heal something up. Now, with the Seven of Pentacles, especially in this deck, this can be very physical healing, emotional healing. This can be, when you're overworked and burnt out, this can be recovering from that. This can also be recovering from something financial too. Like if you have been focused on these other responsibilities, but they weren't bringing in any finances, you may be getting to using some of this time to get a job just to heal up your debts and get yourself back in the black again. Okay. Boop-a-da-doo. I have no idea what kind of game that is, but I'm glad you've got a game that you like. That's trippy. I don't think I saw you even say that you had Libra in your chart. Purple Warrior and Daniel did. Where is Libra in your chart, Alicia? I'm thinking it could be third house or 10th house. Boop-a-da, maybe even ninth, actually. Okay, let's see. Gotcha. 10th house. That makes sense then. Yeah. If Libra is your 10th house, then this is going to have to do with work and reputation. Definitely. And it would make sense too that you're thinking about picking up a job. But also when we're a student, that is our work. That whole thing makes sense. All right, so you guys, that's a perfect demonstration of how if you know your rising sign and you know your houses, you can see how these different predictions play out in different parts of your life. So it doesn't just have to be for your sun sign or your rising sign. If you know where your 10th house is, you can see what's going on in work. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well, we're glad to have you here, honey. You're good. I don't mind having conversations in between. I just don't know that much about what you're talking about. So I have nothing to say there. I am kind of interested in your name, though. What made you pick that name? Okay, next up is Scorpio. Let's see what me and my fellow Scorpios got. Scorpio, Scorpio. Are there any Scorpios in the house behind besides me? I've had a pretty intense day, so this will be interesting to see what shows up on the cards right now. Boop ba da doo doo. Ah, okay. How old are you, Mr. Dark? Just out of curiosity. Mhm. Oh, you're quite welcome. I hope that it resonated for you too, not just for the one person. You're 27. I probably would not hold on to that name if I was you. Just knowing what I know and working in energy. I've been working in energy since 2013 full time. 2012, I was doing it on the side. Names can have a big impact, even when it's names like this that are like handles on different places. They can have a big impact on your life, and they can call in some energies that maybe that kind of name can call in some energies that maybe would not be so helpful. So I probably wouldn't keep that name. You get to do whatever you want to do, and you're still welcome to be here. But that's my advice. That's my 2 cents worth. Well, your name is kind of a trigger right now. I can see that. Not excusing them, but just saying I can see where that would be a trigger. Boop ba da doo doo, boop ba da doo doo, boop ba da doo doo doo. All right. Who are we looking at? Scorpios. Scorpio, Scorpio. Two of Pentacles showing up in reverse, covered by the Six of Swords. Okay, so Two of Pentacles in reverse. Two of Pentacles in reverse talks about having multiple plates in the air and having something fall through the cracks. So sometimes this is intentional. Sometimes, like if we're dating multiple people and we decide that we really want to focus on one relationship, then we let go of anything else. That'll show up on a card like this, being very focused. But the other way that this plays out is so much stuff going on, that stuff's falling through the cracks. I know that's been me lately. Stuff's been falling through the cracks. Um, yeah. Yeah, I'm not so busy in the dating life. All right, Six of Swords, not lately anyway. Six of Swords talks about moving into calmer, more peaceful waters. So really, we've still got both of these could be coming up here. This could be like the Two of Pentacles in reverse could be that we're getting burnt out because we've got so many plates in the air, things are falling through the cracks, and we're realizing we have to move into calmer, more peaceful waters. Or it could be that, if we're dating multiple people, then this could be really focusing on that one relationship because it's more peaceful, it's more calm to try to do that than to try to keep track of who likes beer and who likes wine and who likes whatever. When is everybody's birthday? It's just more peaceful to have just one to focus on. So could be coming in, excuse me, coming in either way. Could be that it's coming in both ways for some of us. Could be that it's coming in one way or the other for different ones of us. I already know for me, it's not going to be the dating version of this. But that doesn't mean it wouldn't apply for other people as well. Are you making fun of me and my little tunes, Daniel? Ba ba da da. Let's look at best advice or heads up here. Okay, we have the Five of Cups showing up in reverse. Okay, all right, I'll take it in a good way. Then we've got the Fool. You won't be the first, by the way. And we have the moon coming up in reverse. I had a lady tell me one time that she ordered private readings with me because I do them on the camera or on the phone, that she ordered private readings with me because she got a kick out of all the sounds I make while I'm looking at the cards. For real. Which I don't quite know what to think about that to this day. That was years ago. And I would rather people get a reading with me for my accuracy than for my sounds. All right, so best advice or heads up for those of us who have Scorpio placements. With that 5 of Cups in reverse, this talks about the idea of letting something go, of forgiving. Oh my gosh, I just see how this is playing out in my life. Of forgiving something or letting something go brings in a whole new beginning with this Fool card and brings some truth to the surface that was not in the surface before. Sometimes this is even things that are in our subconsciouses that come up to consciousness to allow us to work with it. Ha ha ha. So for some of us, this could be self work. I know for me, this is all about self work. For others, other Scorpios out there, this could be self work as well. But it doesn't even have to be. This can also be about the idea of just forgiving and letting go of something that is taking up too much of your time and maybe even too much of your headspace. And then that allows you to start something new. With the moon, this can be that this new thing is coming up, this new opportunity that you didn't even know was there before you were able to let go of this other thing. Okay. So that's what we have. That's what we have. Okay. That was for Scorpios. And next up is Sagittarius. Scorpio is my sun. My rising is Taurus. All right. Ba-ba-da-da-ba-ba. For me, usually my rising talks about my career. My sun talks about relationships. All right. Let's see. Sagittarius. Do we have any Sag in the house? I think I might have been the only Scorpio in the house. Oh, wow. Thanks for all the thumbs ups, guys. 9 people here and 9 thumbs ups. Woohoo. Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Ooh, this is definitely going to be relationship stuff here. All right, Sagittarius. Here's what you've got. 5 of Swords showing up in reverse. This is the situation Spirit wants to talk to you about. Covered by the Queen of Cups. Sagittarius, this talks about a situation where you're making peace with somebody who has strong water in their chart. This is going to be somebody who is very in touch with their emotions and is fine with expressing them. Also, they are very in touch with other people's emotions, maybe even more so than the other people. This could be somebody that's highly intuitive, like me, or somebody that just knows stuff that isn't doing it professionally. But this is, somebody who really likes to be a nurturer and an encourager. Usually they're fairly emotionally mature most of the time, not always. Sometimes people who are more heavily air will look at this person and think that they're really dramatic because they are so good at expressing their emotions. Of course, I've got 4 planets in Scorpio. My moon is in Pisces, so I'm heavy on the water. I don't think we're overly emotional, but I think you have to take that with a grain of salt. Your dad's a Sagittarius. Okay. So Sag is making peace with somebody with a lot of water in their chart. My mom and my dad are both Sages, actually. And then, best advice or heads up around the situation. We start with the Chariot, followed by the Six of Pentacles in reverse, followed by the Queen of Swords. Now, this is really interesting, Sages, because you are making peace with somebody here, and we kind of see a little bit about their personality. And this is interesting because it talks about that what you're doing is you are really hurrying to pay off whatever it is that you owe this person. You are working on doing that as quickly as you can because it looks to me like you're trying to back off of interactions with this person. You want to interact with them as little as possible. So you're trying to do everything you told them they would do, that you would do for them, or trying to pay them everything that you owe them so that you don't have to talk to them so much anymore. And that's your way of making peace with them. That's what we have coming up here. Hello there, Deborah. Welcome. Taurus was the second sign. And you guys, you're welcome to do timestamps. I always invite that. I probably am not going to have time to do that. Uh, and if you don't, I totally understand. I'm not asking you to, but I know sometimes people are like, well, I don't know if I should. If you're thinking of it and you want to, I am thrilled that you're doing it. Let's put it that way. Let's see. Next up, we're going to look at Capricorn. Chariots generally indicate Cancer, like the sign, and that's a water sign. It also can indicate a successful partnership. It can also indicate movement or travel quickly. And that's more what I was getting. This is quick movement to pay off this person so that we can not communicate with them any more than we have to. All right, Capricorn, let's see what we have for you guys. Capricorn, Capricorn, Capricorn. You guys, if you're not subscribed to me, please subscribe. I also have another channel called Mystic Amista, where I do daily tarot forecasts for every single sign. And if you check out my website below, I have a newsletter I would love for you all to get. I do a lot of teaching. I teach people how to tap in for themselves. And so I have a lot of different classes on different ways to do that. And if you get my newsletter, you can see when all of those are coming up. And I would love to have y'all. Your son is a Capricorn. Okay, well, you'll be interested in this. Oh, whoa, that is super fresh, Cheryl. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Whew. And her birthday is just not that far behind us either. Goodness. Wow. Hello there, Bindi. Do you get my newsletter already? I'm not going to ask you to put your name up in a public forum like this, but I'm just curious. All right, Capricorn. Three of Cups coming up in reverse. Yes, I am. I do a lot of long distance Reiki. And the Tower. Oh, yay. Awesome. Thank you. Namaste. That's fantastic. I put my heart and soul in that newsletter, as I'm sure you can see. Doesn't necessarily mean it's good, but it's got a lot of heart. All right, so let's see. Well, then you might need to become a healer. All right, so let's see here. Who am I working on? Capricorn, Capricorn, you guys. Well, I showed you the cards, didn't I? Three of Cups in reverse plus the Tower. This is really, ooh, this is kind of heavy duty, guys. If y'all have Capricorn in your charts, you may want to put on your hard hat and your seatbelt for this one. Boop a da doo doo, boop a da doo doo. Okay, so here's the thing, Dark. I'm sorry, Capricorns, but we got to talk about this. Here's the thing, Dark. No such thing as a regular loser. If you're here, you're a winner. If you're here just exactly the way you are, you're perfect. Okay. So, what it sounds like to me when you say that you're a regular loser is that you haven't figured out yet what you're supposed to be doing with your life, what is calling you. So you want to start, paying attention to what feels good to you. What is it that you would like to do with your life and start working on that? And then you won't feel like a loser. Then you'll be more in touch with spirit, the universe, creator, and you'll have so much fun. Don't worry about them. It's not about them. They're actually keeping you separate from who you really are. So you don't worry about them. You tap into the creator. You tap into the creator. He's more important than any bully. All right, so 3 of Cups with the Tower, both in reverse. For who am I working on? Capricorn. Let me focus on this one, guys. Let me at least get through this one before I start chatting some more. Like it's your fault when I start chatting. It's all on me. Okay, so here's the thing, Capricorn. We have a situation here where somebody that you trust has betrayed you. And this is kind of a big deal. It's caused a major shakeup for you. This is not something that you were expecting, and it really doesn't fit your paradigm of what you thought the world would hand you. Actually, when this person did that, so best advice or heads up around this situation, Capricorn. Remember, I said put on your hard hats and your safety belts. 9 of Swords in reverse, followed by 4 of Pentacles, followed by 5 of Swords. Okay. So 9 of Swords in reverse says relax, breathe. Okay. It's important to look at this situation and recognize um, what is your part in this. Because with that 9 of Swords, this says you're really blaming yourself. You're kicking yourself in the booty because a friend betrayed you. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. You're not responsible for what another person does. They're responsible for that. You're responsible for how you respond to that, how you react to that. Okay. So breathe, relax. Don't be taking blame for something that you really didn't do. All right. And you didn't cause, you didn't inspire it either. I'm here to tell you. Okay. 4 of Pentacles behind that, after we've got you breathing, hold back. This can be stashing back money, very literally, if this is a financial situation that somebody stabbed you in the back on. This can be save back some money. Otherwise, this is about rein it in. Don't go losing your stuff on this person. Don't be telling them exactly how you feel. Hold back. Hold back. Because when we hold back and we're quiet, then we watch how things unfold around us. We're not influencing how they unfold. We're watching how they unfold. A lot of times we learn things that are important for us to know to move forward more productively and more happily. So rein it in. Save some money or rein it in. You figure out how it applies in your situation, probably both ways for a lot of you. 5 of Swords ending this. This talks about stand your ground. Stand your ground. Wherever this person betrayed you, relax, breathe. Don't go ape on them, okay? But stand your ground. Tell somebody, whoever it is that's making decisions around this, whoever that you were betrayed to, let that person know, look, this is the real deal here. Okay? Because 9 times out of 10, when we've got somebody who is betraying somebody else, other people know their number, you know? So if you come forward with the real deal and make it the real deal, don't try to doctor it up or anything, and don't try to say anything negative about this person. Just say this is what actually happened. You don't have to embellish or exaggerate at all. Just make it the real deal. That's what's going to end up working out well for you. Okay? Don't stress out about it. Don't lose your stuff on it. Hold back, rein it in, talk to the appropriate person and just be straight with them. Okay? That's what you need to do here, Capricorns. Have a good night, Mr. Dark. Appreciate you being here. Thank you, Daniel. Boo-ba-da-doo-doo. Boo-ba-da-doo. Jean, hello, hello. I didn't see you sneak in. Libra's already been done. So you're going to have to scroll back to catch that one. We're getting ready to go into Aquarius. And then after that, we're going to look at Pisces. Glad you're here, honey bunny. All right. Aquarius, Aquarius, Aquarius. Any Aquarius in the house? How many we have in here? We've got 12 people here and only 10 thumbs ups. What's up with that? Guys, also don't forget to share this video with others who may benefit from it as well, please. Boop-a-da-doo. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Also, I do have another channel called Mystic Amista. That's where I do tarot forecast for every single sign, every single day. It's not big enough yet for me to go live there. As soon as it is, I'll probably be taking these lives over there. I'll still post some pretty random stuff here, though. Oh, we have an Aquarius in the house. Aquarius in the house. Okay. Oh, we've got some nice cards, Aquarius. Hmm. Okay. So, Aquarius, you have some fantastic cards for your situation that Spirit wants to talk to you about. You've got the Lady and you've got the Fool showing up in reverse. So the lady talks about being very productive, fertile, creative. This is somebody who really can manifest well in the more feminine energy of just letting Sacred Spirit know, oh, wouldn't it be great if, and then getting out of the way and letting Spirit do it. Okay, so this is a really nice card. Now, with the Fool card showing up in reverse, this talks about the idea that there's something that you've been doing and having a lot of success with, but you're kind of questioning with this Fool card in reverse. You're questioning, has this thing served its purpose, or is there still more good juice in it? Should I shut it down or should I continue it? When the Fool card shows up in reverse, this tells me that after consideration, then you decide to keep moving forward with whatever this is that you're manifesting. So you're going to be continuing on with this, okay? But you will have questioned that. Absolutely. Now, best advice or heads up around this, Ace of Swords, followed by the Sun card in reverse, followed by the King of Wands in reverse. So this is really interesting. That King of Wands in reverse is kind of like that whole Sesame Street game. One of these things just doesn't belong. This is the only card here that I'm like, what are you doing in this mix? This does not make sense. So we're going to take a look at it. We're going to figure it out. We're going to make it make sense. But with the Ace of Swords coming up here, this talks about having a new understanding, a new epiphany. So this is basically telling me that while you're reevaluating, you're starting to see new value in this that you didn't see before. Okay? And it's an eye opener whenever this shows up. Now, Sun card in reverse tells me that this new value that you're seeing that you didn't see before, and it's probably not a new value, but it's newly recognized, is something that benefits you, definitely, but it also benefits other people as well. So you're seeing some kind of new benefit to this thing that you've been manifesting. Okay. Now, King of Wands in reverse, you're seeing that the person that it benefits is somebody who normally would be very outgoing and happy and positive, but lately they're feeling a little bit under the weather, maybe even all out depressed because they've got some kind of problem that they don't know how to deal with. And so you're seeing how continuing to manifest whatever this is you've been manifesting, you're getting a new understanding of how this benefits not only yourself, but also this person who's under the weather as well. And this could be a group of people too. It doesn't just have to be one person. All right. So you're seeing where this manifestation is actually really helpful to keep going with it because it's still beneficial to people, yourself and others. All right. So that's for Aquarius. I hope you can relate to that, Cheryl, and the other Aquariuses who end up watching later. Boop-ba-da-doo-doo. Boop-ba-da-doo. Next, we're looking at Pisces. Pisces, Pisces. Guys, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Also, check out my other channel. It's called Mystic Amista, and I do predictions for every single sign, every single day on that channel. I have a lot of fun there. You're quite welcome. Also, if you check out my website, I have a lot of classes that I offer to help other people tap into their own intuitive abilities. I have a newsletter there that I put out every Sunday. If you're interested in that, I do a little blurb reading for every sign. Plus, I let you know about contests, promotions, yada, 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 all of that stuff. Boop, ba da doo, Pisces. You had one card fall. We're going to pick the other one. Oh, interesting. And let's see about best advice or heads up. Oh, interesting cards. All right. Think we're looking at relationship, Pisces. Do we have any Pisces in the room right now? 13 people. That's a baker's dozen. All right. So, Pisces, we have Ace of Pentacles showing up in reverse, Prince of Cups. Okay, so Ace of Pentacles in reverse in this deck particularly talks to me about the idea that somebody has said something or done something that it would be really easy for us to take offense at or to be insulted by. But instead of doing that, what we're actually doing is we're offering grace. So where we might be tempted to jump on them and knock them down to the sidewalk and slap them silly, we're not doing that. We're just telling ourselves, I don't know what they're going through today. Maybe it's pretty rough. I'm not going to react to that. And generally, with this card, we find out later that there was actually some extenuating circumstances in this person's life. And while it doesn't excuse their behavior, we end up being glad that we did not become like one more problem piled on top of them. Okay. Now, with the Prince of Cups coming in after this is saying, hey, you're giving this person some grace and you're also doing something kind for them as well. So you're doing a little bit more than, I'm not going to be insulted by this. I'm not going to react to this. You're actually taking this situation that could potentially insult or injure you, and you're turning it around and you're saying something or doing something nice for this person. Okay. So let's look at the best heads up or advice around this. Pisces, Two of Swords, followed by the Strength card, followed by the King of Pentacles. Okay, so Pisces, here's the thing. The best advice around this, or the best heads up, is that it's a good thing to just go ahead and make a decision that says that, you know what? I know my worth. Doesn't really matter what this person says or what this person does. I know my worth either way. And to keep yourself in that secure, stable mindset. So if this person says something hurtful that kind of attacks your self-esteem, this 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 setting is, or these last three cards are basically saying, don't take that to heart. Decide even before this person says it, if you can, and if not before, then right as or after, hey, that's not impacting me. They're saying that because that's something that's bothering them, but it's not really about me. It's something that they have to deal with. It's a problem that they have to work out where they're projecting. And so, just make that decision. My self-esteem, I'm still comfortable with me. I'm in a good place. I'm sorry you're not in a good place, but I'm in a good place. And keep yourself in that nice secure place. With that King of Pentacles, that's secure, that's laid back. That's not somebody that is triggering or making a scene about anything. That's somebody that's just saying, okay, that person must be having a rough day. You know, they're not really reacting at all. They're just kind of taking it in stride because they know who they are. So Pisces, it's really important to just make that decision that you know who you are. And whatever this person says, it doesn't count because you already know who you are. All right. And just stick with that. That's what's going to help you through that situation. All right. So we have knocked everything out that I want to knock out today. Is there anything that you guys would like to ask? I do mentoring for psychic stuff. So if you have questions about, developing your own abilities, I'm happy to answer those, that type of thing. So we've got the signs knocked out. Deborah C. Oh, very cool. Thank you. I'm going to give a couple of minutes because I know there's a little delay on the line before I take off, but I do like to help you guys tap into your own stuff. So if you have questions about that, feel free to throw it up here in the chat. What kind of tough go and how old is your son? Like, is he tuning into psychic abilities and you don't know what to do to help him? Is that what we're talking about here? He's 32. What kind of tough go? Actually, I don't even need to know. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. We are all given our lives. It is a present. And we all have to answer for our lives after we pass. We don't have to answer for our son's life. Our son doesn't have to answer for our life. So I think the best advice that I can give you is to handle the situation with him in such a way that when you're answering for your life, you won't have to look down at your shoes while you're talking about what you did with your son. Well, demonic, I mean, here's the thing. Our bodies are not designed to go forever. And a lot of people don't make it to 27. You know, we get to decide our exit point, and that's just the bottom line. But the thing is, life is a present, like I was saying. There's a lot to explore and a lot to experience. And I know that I'm glad I've had a whole lot more than 27 years to explore it. My life started pretty darn rough. I didn't start exploring the fun stuff till probably the last 10 or 20 years. So I would encourage you to stick around and have some fun. You're quite welcome. Well, are you feeling guilty about it, Mr. Dark? Boop-a-da-doo-doo. Do, boop, ba, da, do. Well, then, you're on the right track. So if you're trying to fix it, you're on the right track. Here's what I'm going to tell you about guilt. Guilt is a feeling that is not very productive. I mean, if you think about anybody you've ever known who has felt guilty, or even just in your own life, any time that you have ever felt guilty, can you think of one time when that guilt did anything productive for you or for anybody else in your experience? Peace out, Miss Deborah. Have a good night, honey. You're not even answering questions at this point, Mr. Dark. Boop a da doo 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 boop a da doo. All right, guys. Well, thank you all so much for stopping by and hanging out with me tonight. It has been a pleasure. My coffee cup is just about empty, so I think it's time for me to go. Everyone have a fantastic evening and a glorious rest of your week. And I'll see you guys back on the next video. Peace out.